This recipe is very simplistic. It's really easy to make, and if you're in a pinch to make a dessert, it's great, especially if you have rice on hand, because all it takes is about 6 to 10 minutes of your time. As you can tell on the directions on this recipe, it tells you that you just need to basically cook the milk on the stove top and bring it to a boil, and then we'll add our eggs to it, and then we'll shut off the heat and let it cook for about 30 minutes without the heat on it at all. And so all you have to do is stand there in front of it for about 6 minutes. So it's really easy to make. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this started for you guys. What we're gonna do is we're gonna start out with our milk. Well, I need fire first, so it's important. There we go. Alright, so what we're going to do is go ahead and add our milk to our saucepan. A saucepan is probably going to be your best bet because it has the raised edges. Your rice is going to expand a little bit, so you don't want to use a pan that doesn't have enough room in it for your rice to expand. Then we're going to add our sugar and our raisins. Just a quarter teaspoon of salt. And when you get good enough, you don't have to measure. That's what I'm told, at least. And then we add our rice, which our rice is just going to be 1 cup, so it doesn't take a lot. This recipe is going to serve about four people, so you get enough for a family of 4 out of this. Another way you could do this as well, me and Andrea were speaking, it kind of tastes like creme brulee a little bit. So if you have one of those creme brulee torches at home, what you can do is you could serve this in a dish, sprinkle sugar on it, and then torch it. It'd be just a nice little additive. It'd be similar to creme brulee with rice in it. So just something to think about. So what I'm going to do is just kind of stir this up to make sure the sugar gets incorporated into the milk, and also that the rice doesn't just clump up. So you just want to give it a light stir. With rice, you know, you may or may not know, you don't want to stir it too much unless you're making a risotto. And right here we're not, so we want to make sure that it stays the nice long grains. So next, as that's heating up, we're going to take our eggs. And all you want to do is just get a mixing bowl with a whisk and put the egg yolks in the bowl. There we go. And then you'll just take your egg yolks and we'll whisk them just a little bit so that they're broken up. So all we have to do is add it into there. I don't know if too many of you guys have made a custard, but a custard's a little bit difficult to make just because the egg yolks may break and kind of curdle up in there. And so I'm going to show you a little tip on how to incorporate your eggs into this hot liquid without having your eggs break. And so we're going to add our vanilla to it as well. It's 1 teaspoon. It's an exact science, I tell you. So I'm going to whisk that in there as well. And we're just kind of going to let that set until our mixture right here comes to a little bit of a boil. And when that happens, what I'm going to do is, it's called tempering your eggs. And when you're tempering your eggs, you got cold eggs and you got a hot liquid. If you just directly add your cold eggs, you're going to have scrambled eggs in your hot liquid. So to prevent that, what you need to do is what's called tempering. You'll take your hot liquid and you'll just ladle in a small amount at first. I'm going to start off probably 1 ounce. And then what I'm going to do is whisk in that 1 ounce of hot liquid until it's well incorporated. And then what I'm going to do is start getting gradually adding more hot liquid at a time. Next, I'll go about 3 ounces, whisk that in. And this is just about hot, so I'm going to go ahead and start doing that. So I'm going to start off with just about 1 ounce of liquid, and you want to slowly add your liquid, because if you add it too hot, it's going to cook your eggs, and they're going to curl up and look like scrambled eggs. And we're not looking for that. We're looking to make a nice custard. If any of you made a pudding or a custard, this is kind of the way you do it. You take egg yolks with your cream that's hot, and you slowly temper in your eggs. Alright, so I don't think I've messed it up yet, so we're doing good. Alright, so next I'm going to go ahead and slowly add some more. And as we do that, you just want to continue to stir because that hot liquid will cook the eggs. And then when your eggs, once you get about, I would say, well, I need to turn this down if I can. There we go. All right. So I got that turned down. And now we'll go ahead and add more eggs into this. All right. And so once you've added about 4 to 6 ounces of hot liquid, it's a pretty safe bet that it's going to be good enough to go ahead and add into your milk mixture. I'm going to go ahead and shut the eggs. I can't talk. Excuse me. I'm going to go ahead and shut the flame off so that it doesn't come to a boil. Right now it's boiling. You never want to have eggs boil in anything, or it's going to curdle just like scrambled eggs. So what we're going to do is let that cool down just 1 second, and then all we're going to do is slowly pour this into our milk mixture here with our rice. So I'm going to go ahead and slowly start to drizzle this in. And as I do this, your mixture is going to turn a nice pale yellow color, and that's when you know your eggs are starting to get incorporated well into your rice dish. And you want to continue to stir, that way those eggs don't get cooked. There you go. Alright, so what the recipe tells you to do now is all you need to do is turn off the heat and cover it. So that's all we're going to do. And all you need to do is let it stand for about 30 minutes and you'll have a nice creamy custard inside with the rice. Very easy.